class, you are going to learn a wonderful poem or Casuarina tree by Toru Dutt. Before we begin the poem, a few words. Pray that you come back to your school very soon after a few months gap of COVID-19. Imagine you enter your school. As you cross the trees at the entrance, cheerful memories fill your mind like it is under this tree we chat, we laugh, we play, etc. etc. The very thought surely makes you feel happy, isn't it? Just like that, here in this poem, Toru Dutt shares a feel about the Casuarina tree which brings back the past happy memories of a childhood friendship. Now, a short note about the poet. Toru Dutt was a Bengali poet from the Indian subcontinent who wrote in English and French. She was the third daughter of the family. The Dutt family was a family of distinguished intellectuals and poets. She also had the advantage of being taught by excellent tutors at home and later on of the long stay in Europe and England. Toru, with all her exposure to and involvement in Western life and culture, loved the land of her birth and remained thoroughly Indian in her consciousness and sensibility. Besides her well-known collection of poems with the title Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan, she has to her credit a volume of poems in French titled Chef Glend in French Fields. Our Casuarina, the most well-known of Toru's poems, was included in her miscellaneous poems. Now, a short summary of the poem. The poem Our Casuarina Tree is a symbolic poem. The tree stands for a symbolic representation of Toru Dutt's past memory. The poem begins with a beautiful description of the Casuarina tree. The Casuarina tree is described as a strong and tall tree whose summit reaches near the stars. A climber climbs the rugged trunk of the tree, winding round and round like a huge python. This has left deep scars on the trunk of the tree. No other tree could live in the tight embrace of the creeper, but the Casuarina tree stands bravely. Flowers are seen hanging in crimson clusters among the boughs and is like the giant tree wears a colorful scarf. The tree is a heaven for birds and bees. They gather on the tree and relish the hours of the day. And often at nights, the garden overflows with the sweet song of the nightingale. The song of the bird seems to have no end. While men take rest and sleep, the bird continues to sing. The poet is delighted to see the Casuarina tree when she opens her window at dawn. Sometimes in winter, a grey baboon sits like a statue on its branch watching the glorious sunrise. Its puny offsprings are seen jumping and playing on the lower boughs of the tree. Birds like kokilas greet the day with joy. Sleepy cows that have no shaken off their lethargy stroll to their pastures. On the broad pond where the tree has cast its shadow, beautiful water lilies spring like snow amassed. The poet says that it is not because of the magnificence of the tree that it is dear to her. The tree brings nostalgic memories of her happy childhood. This is what makes it dear to her soul. The poet and her siblings had played beneath the tree and shared beautiful moments there. Though years have rolled, all those moments are still vivid in her memory. She has loved her brothers and sisters with intense love. The tree will remain dear to her forever for the memories associated with it. Tears swell in her eyes and almost make her blind when she thinks about her departed beloved ones. The poet then hears a dirge-like murmur which is like the sea breaking on a rocky beach. The poet feels that it is the lament of the tree which may reach the unknown land. Obviously, the heaven where the siblings of Dutt dwells. The poet turns philosophical in the fourth stanza. She says, a man who has the eye of faith can see the unknown as well known. She strongly believes that nature communicates with human beings. Even in distant lands, the poet could hear the wail of the tree. Though she was away from her homeland in France or Italy, she could hear the sweet music of nature, like the waves kissing classic shore. Then a glorious form rose before her inner vision or imagination. That was the image of the Casuarina tree, as the tree is associated with the happy moments she experienced in her native land. The poet is eager to consecrate the tree's memory to her loved ones who are not alive. She says her siblings were dearer to her than her own life. She immortalizes the tree through her poem, like the poet Wordsworth, who sanctified the yew tree of Borodale in his verse. She expresses her wish that the tree should be remembered out of love and not just because it cannot be forgotten. Dear children, in the next class, let's see the vivid explanation and the poetic devices.